Press TV, which really should rename itself Iranian television, should really be ashamed of itself on this one. Harvard researchers. What does that mean? Who are Harvard researchers? I mean, what kind of idiot would say that? And by the way, the first thing that should clue you in is that everything is animations. It's a cartoon. Okay, now whatever this rock that's flying through the galaxy is, they've seen it. If they haven't seen it, then they have somehow they know that it's out there and it's coming, whether it's radar or whatever. So show us the data, show us the pictures. If you got it from telescope, those telescopes all have video hooked up to them, and you know, that's what science is. You know, it's verifiable data. So show us, but no. What they're going to do, look, they're going to show us cartoons and sentences, and that's supposed to convince us that we're being surveilled by some alien species. It's just such a load of bullshit, you know. And to see a legitimate news source, well, you know, I mean, I understand their propaganda when it comes to things like sanctions on Iran and the war in Syria and stuff. You know, I get that, but I can't figure out. Well, no, here's my guess. My guess is the reason that they get into this wipeout conspiracy theory type things, these aliens and ghosts and everything, is because Shia Islam is such a backwards religion, right? I mean, all religions believe in like ghosts and all these kind of things. So maybe that's what draws them to try to support other conspiracy theory type. And differentiate, by the way, I'm a conspiracy researcher. Really all I am is a researcher and investigative journalist, but you know, conspiracy theory has been ruined by people like this, because the original conspiracy theory was about the Kennedy assassination and Lee Oswald just being a patsy. And then, of course, it grew into lots of things, and all of them were legitimate. Whether you're talking about the Iran-Contra scandal, the savings and loans crisis, and anything like that. All of those things turned out to be, I would say, the original conspiracy theories, which all centered around this kind of Prescott, Bush, Harriman, Alan Dulles, and all that. It really centered around the small group of people that were attempting to subvert our government and subvert the people's will, and do a lot of things to make a lot of money, basically. And all of that, if you look, I would say that 99% of that is all turned out to be real. and legit. So the original idea of conspiracy theory. Oh, and other things I would throw in there would be the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King. So all of that stuff turned out to be, if not absolutely sure to be real, a whole lot of evidence, to support that like Robert F. Kennedy wasn't murdered by Sirhan Sirhan, or maybe he was, and he was killed by this guy who was standing behind him, who we've learned a lot about. Anyway, so all that stuff turned out to be pretty substantial. At the very least, you wouldn't call somebody crazy for investigating it and for backing it. But it's really the right wing, those same people who were being investigated, Alan Dulles and all these, and the Bushes and everybody, they're the ones who put energy into promoting crazy conspiracy theories just to make legitimate conspiracy theorists look bad. So, what I say to press TV is, come on, man. You're just helping them when you do this shit. This is a rock, and for whatever reason, it's moving a little bit faster than it should be. Okay, maybe it didn't come from inside the solar system. Maybe there's rocks floating around there all over the place. I mean, it's a big universe. Everything out there floating around and at different speeds doesn't necessarily have to have come from the creation of our solar system. It doesn't make it an alien. I mean, all of a sudden now you're trying to get people scared to death that here come the aliens. Alien invasion. Anyway, pay no mind.